so hot today. Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Just Add Ginger and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Something's just fallen, it's okay. Compose and carry on. Today I wanted to try something, again, a little bit different. You may be able to tell I'm kind of getting at the stage where I want to kind of experiment a little bit with my channel and try out different videos just to see if you like them really. If you don't, that's fine. I just want to make them again and we'll move on to bigger and better things. For today's video, I wanted to try something a little bit new, a little bit different, kind of inspired in a way, I suppose, by the kinds of videos that I've been watching lately on YouTube myself. My tastes kind of change. You know, I love my beauty videos, my fashion videos, but really lately I've been really getting into story time videos. Now, I wish I could sit here and say my life is so exciting and so many crazy, phenomenal, mental things happen to me. In reality, they don't. My life is pretty much bog standard, you know, wake up, do your thing, eat some food, drink some water, go to bed, bish bash bosh, done. But there have been a few occasions where things haven't necessarily gone the way that I planned they would. So today I'm going to share one of those occasions with you. Don't know how this is going to go, but we'll find out. So let's get into it. This is going back quite a long time. Ryan and I have been together 3.5 years, married just over 2 months. This was right back at the very start of when we were together. And I'm using together because, you know, it's that stage where you really like someone, they really like you, you're kind of in that limbo phase of are we, aren't we? That's where we were. So it was right at the very start of when we were seeing each other, I suppose, dating, whatever you want to call it. We'd been out on a date the week before? A couple of weeks before. It'd gone really well, I was really starting to fall for him, but in the same breath I was very careful with my feelings. I'd been hurt in the past before and I was a little bit hesitant to kind of open myself up again to, you know, potential heartbreak, I guess. Especially so early on. So we went out on this date, it was fabulous, we had a really great time. Our first date was a night out on the town. I mean, come on. You can't get much better than that for a first date, in my opinion, anyway. The second time we were going to go out, we were going to go to a house party, and anybody who knows me will probably be giving a little inward chuckle because they'll know this story. Not one of my finest moments, I have to say, but we'll get into that in a bit. Gone to this house party. Well, actually, Ryan comes to my house first because I don't know really anybody at this house party. I think I know one other person and Ryan, of course. So Ryan comes to the house to pick me up, to take me to the party. And I've spent all day getting ready, you know, hair's looking crazily good as usual. I picked out a nice outfit. It was kind of getting warmer. It was around April time, I want to say, April. So it was quite warm outside. I had my hat on, I was feeling good. I was a little bit nervous. Ryan is the kind of guy who says what he thinks, says what he means, and is very true to kind of his feelings and emotions. And it was very clear when Ryan came round that he wanted us to be boyfriend, girlfriend. I remember he was sitting on the sofa, I was just pottering around, went to go and sit down next to him to wait for our taxi to come, and he turns to me and he says, "So what do I introduce you as?" And in my head I'm like, is he honestly, what is he asking me? I didn't really understand, so I was just like, Jackie? He of course told me later on down the line that he meant girlfriend, whatever. Me completely oblivious, you know, kind of in that stage of how can anyone like me right now after, you know, not being in a relationship for quite a long time, was still trying to get that kind of, yeah, I'm great, I'm fabulous kind of confidence back. I wasn't feeling scared, but I knew that I was on a road to kind of being with him, I suppose, and it was really exciting, but at the same time I was absolutely petrified that I was going to screw things up. So that was kind of a big thing for me, especially going to a house party to meet all of his friends, people I'd never met before. I just kind of wanted to make the best impressions. We get to the party, it's already in full swing. Ryan introduced me to a few people. I get mingling. Like I said, there's one other person there I know, so it's not completely daunting because I do have a face, you know, that I recognise in the crowd should Ryan go off and talk to somebody else. And the alcohol started flowing. There was quite a lot of it. It was kind of a bring your own kind of party situation. Loads of people having a good time, food, drinks, laughter, music, banter, all that kind of jazz. It was a really, really good house party. Got talking to a few people, was starting to ease into feeling a bit more comfortable. Had 1 or 2 drinks, that obviously helped the confidence. And you know, life was good. Life was good. I was feeling kind of good about this. And then the punch comes out. It was one of those punches, obviously alcohol was in it. It's one of those punches where it doesn't taste like it's a naughty drink. It tastes like fruit juice. It tastes like something you would bring out in the afternoon on a hot summer's day, drink it in your garden, you know, non-alcoholic but super refreshing and super fruity. It was that kind of punch. And I had 1 or 2 glasses of this punch and, you know, that was okay. It certainly made me feel very merry. The party goes on, you know, I'm feeling more confident, I'm starting to talk to more people and, you know, just have a good time. They were all a really lovely bunch. But the punch runs out and there's no fruit juice left. So instead of leaving the punch to one side, it gets refilled again with different types of alcohol. There's still a bit of fruit juice in the bottom, it's kind of a little bit of a mixer. But the taste is somewhat different, shall we say. I have another drink and I'm sitting talking to some people, having a conversation, and I'm suddenly realising I'm not feeling that great. It's that level of kind of like you've drunk a lot of liquid, eaten a lot of food, and I'm starting to feel quite bloated. And I remember I was wearing a belt. I took the belt off to see if it made me feel better. It didn't really. So I knew that if I didn't leave the room, something embarrassing was going to happen. So I made the decision to go upstairs to the bathroom to try and make myself feel better, you know, give myself a little bit of a refresh, splash some cold water on my face. It was very hot that day, I do remember, and it was very warm in the house, so that kind of helped the situation. So I just thought if I took myself away from the main group of people, kind of had that time to sort myself out, make myself feel better, give myself a moment to, you know, compose myself, that might help. So I went upstairs, realised I still wasn't feeling well, and subsequently was not very well. I kept it very discreet, you know, I didn't want to make a fool of myself. I was very embarrassed that this had happened. The second time that I'd been out with Ryan, the first time I'd been meeting his friends, not the kind of thing that you want to happen in an ideal world. I must have been in there for a long time, or at least longer than I anticipated, because eventually Ryan came up to the bathroom to check on me, and I remember I'd locked the door, obviously, because I'm in the bathroom, I don't want anybody coming in. So I kind of got myself together, opened the door, and there's Ryan, and basically I see his face and I burst into tears because I am so embarrassed. So basically I kind of sat down again next to the toilet just in case, and Ryan was trying to comfort me, you know, trying to reassure me that everything was fine. I was so embarrassed, I was so humiliated at my own actions that I kind of put my hand up like this and I said, "Never see me again, never see me again, never see me again." Ryan was like, "What are you talking about?" I thought it was the end of the world. I thought he never wanted to see me again. I thought I'd completely blown it. You know, Ryan, being the gentleman that he is, and I'm not just saying that because we're married, he is such a gentleman. He's the one who will hold the door open, you know, help people across the road if they need it, you know, hold your hair back and rub your back if you're not feeling well. He's that kind of person, genuinely. For anybody, I think he would do that. He rings for a taxi. Obviously, I can't stay at the party because it would just be too embarrassing for me. So he rings for a taxi and we go to wait outside. And you know when you step outside, when you've been in a really warm place, you've had a few drinks and the air just hits you, and it was like a waft of cooler breeze. It was still quite warm outside, but a lot cooler than it had been in the house. And that kind of induced me not feeling very well again. Trying to be discreet, what do? I lean over and I'm not very well again, in the neighbour's garden, in a patch of weeds. Not my finest moment again. The taxi comes, try to pull it together. I'm feeling better, but still, you know, you don't want to make a fool of yourself in front of people you don't know, especially when they're going to be taking you home. So we get in the taxi and I just sit. I'm really quiet. I kind of sit back and I'm just like, you know, closing my eyes, got my hat kind of tilted over my head to kind of give myself a little bit of privacy, down like this, or I'm looking out the window. Now, what's the one thing you do when someone's not feeling very well, whether it's because they've had a few too many drinks or because they're poorly? You do not sit and talk about not being ill, because in that person's mind, that's then all they can think about, and then it kind of heightens the sensation of feeling poorly. At least that's what happened with me. I was sitting in the back of the taxi, you know, minding my own business, trying to compose myself, ready to go home, and the taxi driver sitting in the front was like, oh, is she okay? Is she okay? I hope she's not going to be sick. If she's sick, you've got to pay X, Y, and Z. And in my head, I'm like, oh, for goodness sake, please don't talk to me. I'm sure it came from a good place, you know, it's this taxi. But it was just not the most helpful thing to say. So, yeah, get home, I'm fine, but I'm still not feeling wonderful. I'm not the best person at being ill in the first place. If I'm poorly, if I'm sick, I just turn into a mess. I cry, I go a bit hysterical. I don't like the sensation of being sick, so as soon as I am sick, it kind of makes me really, really sad. So, you know, bearing in mind that this is the second time I've met Ryan, I'm kind of like, oh, please stay with me and look after me. Please stay and look after me. I'll buy you breakfast in the morning as a thank you. Very embarrassed, and I didn't want to be on my own, but in the same breath I didn't want to be too forward. You know, it is the second time we've met. I don't want him to think I'm that kind of girl. So he ended up staying with me and looking after me and just being just an absolute gem of a guy. I couldn't have asked for any better care. Not feeling well. I was a lot better. I wasn't sick again. That is probably one of the most embarrassing situations I have found myself in. Just for the fact that this was the first time I'd met Ryan's friends and the second time that Ryan and I had been out. Moral of the story is, folks, if you're going out with somebody who you really like, you're meeting their friends for the first time, don't touch the punch. It's a killer. I must have done something right, because 3.5 years later and we're married, so, you know, bravo Ryan for putting up with me and my crazy ways, and yeah, well done me for making an arse out of myself. So guys, that is the end of my very first story time video. I'm sorry if it's not been that exciting. I just kind of wanted to try out this format really, because I've really been enjoying story times myself on YouTube, so I thought, well, why not give it yourself a go, Jack, and see how it goes down. I was going to say see what happens, and I committed myself to how it goes down, and now I realise I sounded like an idiot because I cannot actually pull off saying that sentence out loud. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up so I know that you did, and I'll try and think of maybe more story time videos to film. If you have any suggestions of videos you would like to see in the future on my channel, leave a comment in the comment section of my video and I will of course try and accommodate what you'd like to see. And to keep on track of all of my videos, hit that subscribe button. I upload every Sunday, and I'll see you next time. Bye!